This college basketball picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Play Underdog's Pick'em for a chance to win 100x. Promo code SGPN at UnderdogFantasy.com for a 100% deposit match. We're also ready by Hall of Fame Bets, the sports betting research platform for parlays, player props, and game lines. Download the Hall of Fame Bets app or visit HOFBets.com. Use code SGPN to get 50% off your first month and start making smarter bets today. We're also brought to you by Cut. Cut is a peer-to-peer social betting platform that's US based and available in 40 states. Head to cut.com. That's KUTT.com and use promo code SGPN for a 10% deposit bonus. And we're also brought to you by the SGPN merch store. 15% off everything when you use the promo code playoffs. Ooh, welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, real money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog. That was some NFL level action. We're not talking NFL, Sean. Hopefully that you didn't forget and brought some NFL level, because I had you at college basketball levels. You kind of peaked. Just don't hope you're not disappointed. Prop show is later today.
I will also bring energy for the prop show. I bring energy for everything, Ryan, whether it's college basketball, college football,
you better
NFL,
bring it. You better bring
baseball, whatever it is. I'm fired up, ready to go. Talking college hoops. Got a lot to break down. Joining us here to talk all things college basketball. You know him from the College Basketball Experience, aka Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
Oh, just great week of hoops. We had some court stormings. We had some non-court stormings, which bothered me. Alabama fail Alabama.
So hey, you are upset now. Walk people through. Alabama won. They beat Auburn. Walk through what the spread was. The ranked versus unranked.
I think it was Bama -3.5. They win by 4. Auburn is a top 10 team, and you don't rush the court against your rivals. No, pathetic. Fail. All right. You got to make them feel uncomfortable. I know you got to play them again, but they're going to do that to you at the Jungle. You know, that's going to happen.
So wait, to you, court storming is just, hey, we win the game, we storm the court.
Yeah.
Is there any qualifications? Cause to me, you storm the court when it's a big upset, when you're an underdog and you do something that's very shocking. That to me was always when you storm the court, storm the field, win a huge game, championship, underdog. So you're saying any win is
it's always storming. Been, if they're ranked and they come into your building, you storm.
Even if you're favored, if you're supposed to win the game,
but they weren't.
I mean, welcome to UAB. Welcome to UAB. Wait, I thought you said Alabama was favored.
No, Alabama was favored, but they're not ranked. Auburn's ranked.
Oh, but see, now you're just giving credence to this dumb ranking system.
I was going to say, Colby.
I mean, what's more TMZ? Next, are you going to talk about the AP top 25 in college football? All of a sudden, they're deciding who the best teams are.
Is to make your rivals feel uncomfortable. When you storm, you're going to party, because you should party every time you win the fucking Iron Bowl, right? On the hardwood.
True. That was a weird game because they didn't have lights for a decent portion of it.
Yeah, that made no sense to start the game with darkness. Yeah.
Not everywhere has electricity.
They got money to pay for players, not electricity. Colby, you can't diminish how amazing it is to rush a court or a field without. I mean, if you do it every time, it's not special.
Yeah.
Every time. How many times are they going to play ranked teams at their home stadium? Probably 2 to 3 times the whole season.
I would say that point spread aside, I think Colby generally has a good idea. I'm where I take issue with it is that we got teams rushing the court every week. Every night we got a team rushing the court.
I know.
This is not
lost its magic.
This is not how it used to be. This is not how it used to be.
What are you talking about? The difference is that there's more parity than ever in college basketball.
Yeah, I think the difference is you're just projecting about this Caitlin Clark situation, and you're
so he's going all in on it. I like court storming.
Is feeling threatened, so Colby has to come out.
I like court storming. I just think you don't. You use it judiciously. You only maybe how many? I mean, even if you're a frisky team, you storm the court twice a season. That feels about right to me. What it is everyone running out with their phones. Hey, look, we're on. Got my TikTok. Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying is Alabama's only going to have about 3 chances, and they're probably not going to go 3-0 in all of those ranked home games. So they probably will go 2 times throughout the year.
Yeah,
twice in my career, as I've already highlighted, I was once on the court at Castle Coliseum. I'm not going to count the third time I was on the court. It was for a women's game. Colby, that would make Colby mad. But basically, one time in my career did I rush the court, and one time we rushed the field, and it made it special. Colby,
you can court storm in women's. I wasn't giving that woman a hard time.
All right, that's
Storm.
true. You weren't. Yes.
Storm, yeah.
You were happy with her pad level. I forgot.
All storms not created.
But yeah, I mean, yes, lots of parity helps. Lots more eyes on college basketball and cameras and gyms helps. But also, these kids are doing it for selfish reasons. And like Sean's highlighting, they're not doing it to be in the moment. They're not doing it to celebrate the win or do something violent. They're doing it because they want to capture some bullshit and get some likes on the old Snapchat.
Colby, you know what would really make court storming awesome? We've seen it with Tennessee where they carried off the goalposts.
That's when it's real.
And threw it in the river. That to me that's a moment. And they were underdogs in a rival situation. 100% co-sign that. They also marked its new location in Google Maps. It was amazing.
Sean, when you storm something,
yeah.
If you don't leave with something from the thing you stormed, what was the point?
Exactly.
It's kind of hard in basketball, though. Kind of hard in basketball.
No,
bullshit.
Yeah.
No, if it's such a big win, I want to see you disassembling that basketball hoop, carrying it out of the arena. That would be the ultimate court storm, and I think it's possible. I mean, it's not like the arena was built with the basketball hoop. They got it in there somehow. You are engineering school. You figure out how to take that hoop down, and you take it out to your dorm.
I do vividly remember the amount of dogs and cops they had guarding the. So when I stormed the field at Tech, they had just kind of invented the hinged approach. So they immediately took it down and just had cops and dogs around the goalpost. And so everyone was scrambling to take other shit like towels. Nothing cool.
All right. We got some college basketball to get to, some actual picks instead of court storming discourse, which I know is what most people come here for.
Colby's such a court storming homer.
Yeah. You got a party.
Yeah. I'm for court storming. I just keep it special. All right, we got some college football news that is also tied to this week's edition of Real Men of Degens.
SGPN presents Real Men of Degens. Real Men of Degens. We salute you.
Kayshon Boutte. That's right. Former LSU star receiver Kayshon Boutte has been arrested for illegal online gambling, placing over 8,900 bets. He even bet on LSU games while in school. I cannot wait to see what his LSU bets are. Please release the bets. And this is just amazing. So shout out to you, Kayshon Boutte, 8,900 bets. Please, Josh, DM Kayshon Boutte. Tell him we're gonna get him a Degen University hoodie because that is real men of Degen.
No need to ask him how he got into sports gambling.
I don't even think you have to DM. Just call the county jail, right?
Yeah, his one call should be into our picks episode. Kayshon, yeah, we got the lawyer coming over, but who do you like this week? Any parlays? 8,900 bets. I mean, I like getting down on action, but 8,900 bets. I'm trying to think. that would be, I mean, you're talking about 30 bets a day for a calendar year.
For a college kid?
Yeah.
Well,
Right,
come
what-
on, he's
what
got
else you
that.
got?
He's got that LSU bag. You know what I mean? That's what.
That's
That's,
true.
You know
this
what
is the worry when you pay kids that are 18 to 21 or 22 a shit ton of money. I think that you're going to see a lot more of this.
Well, yeah, that's their right to
I
spend
agree.
their money
Oh,
however they
I'm
want.
for it. I'm for it. I'm just saying.
Colby sounded like an old white guy for a second. You see what happens when you give these kids
See,
money?
take their money away. I'll manage it.
You
My
know what the-
my point
Start
is
a
there's,
trust.
there's just not a lot of things to spend shit on when you're 18 years old.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
know what I mean?
I
Like
thought- sure about that?
he
I would
gets
say
that free Sean in Baton Rouge. I've been to
That's
Baton
true.
Rouge.
the
Yeah.
move is to reach out to them, not to say we want to talk to you about your gambling, and say I love your work on and off
Love
the
your
field.
passion for
Love-
the product.
Love your work off the field. Can we discuss your 8,900 bets?
8,900 bets. You know what my bet is when it comes to delicious pizza? Little C's get degrees. The degree is best pizza to have while enjoying the NFL playoffs. Order online during the Pizza pregame all day on NFL game days and Pro Bowl Sunday. And they got you covered. The 4-piece, pepperoni, pretzels, playoffs, pizza. What more do you want? I love a delicious Little C's and that goldenly buttery brown. I mean, anytime you got a butter brush and you're putting it on your product, count me in. And then you got those delicious salt sprinkles on the pretzel crust. I mean, pretzel's great by itself, pepperoni great by itself, Little C's pizza great by itself. Combine them all, and you are in heaven. You can get it delivered or our in-store pizza portal pickup. So grab some friends and enjoy a few slices during the game. We're also brought to you by Cut peer-to-peer social betting platform, US based and available in 40 states. So Kayshon Boutte, I don't know what states he was making this, but maybe he should have been going on Cut because it's available in 40 states. And not only can you get down on sports action, but pop culture, politics. Great way to literally put your money where your mouth is. I think Lamar Jackson's going to have more rushing yards than, Patrick Mahomes is going to have more rushing yards than Lamar Jackson. It's kind of crazy. I got Cut to list the bet. They listed it at 9-1. I'm waiting for someone to take my action. Ryan acted like he was going to take my action. He has not taken it yet. Maybe he will, or maybe you will. The listeners.
Talking a lot of shit.
You can download Cut today in the App Store or head over to cut.com. That's KUTT. And use the promo code SGPN. Get the 10% deposit bonus and scoop up some action or offer some public bets. We have the SGPN group in there. You can challenge different people. Feel free to send me some challenges at Sean T. Green over on cut.com, KUTT.com.
So I was shopping while you were talking about Cut. Sorry.
Ryan does like to go shopping on Cut. Grab some.
Well, I was. You're talking a big. Well, I noticed that the number has officially moved to 4 over on Cut, and so
for the game itself,
I do see there's still, if you like Baltimore, there are still some 3.5 positions that. No, I'm sorry. There are some Kansas City 3.5 positions available, but like I said, seems like it's moving towards 4, Sean. So update. Anyway, lost another bet last night.
Oh no!
It's these $5 like little gimmies. I'm just bored, so I'm just scooping little bits of action. I'm a little bit of a cooler right now, so liquidity's at danger. All right, let's talk some picks. We've been a little bit cold. Feel really saddened by some of the performance of my picks last week.
Well, I was 7-7-1, hit a lock. Colby 7-7-1, hit a lock. Not what we want to get to, and I mean,
your Xavier cover was something special. How Creighton didn't cover at the end.
That
there
was easy money.
Was
Xavier never in doubt. Never in doubt. The BYU, I don't know. I wouldn't say bad beat, but man, they had that game, and not to cover the 3 was
the
super
Hokies
annoying.
basically covering the entire game, somehow don't cover by a half point.
I'm pissed.
Just saying, yeah, we were in the right spot in a lot of these.
Outlier performance.
And then the barn. What the fuck?
I'm pissed I didn't lock up UCF because that was just such the ultimate letdown spot. Maybe I got scared off. I only lock up consensus plays, and Colby was on West Virginia, so that's I'm taking accountability for the incorrect.
Too close to Mac.
Nebraska was just Nebraska at home is good. I mean, Colby, I saw a Husker fan tweeting me. He's thinking they might might have a chance to go dancing.
Oh yeah, I mean, huge game on Saturday at Maryland. Not on our sheet right now, but right now, like I think they're looking pretty. Providing no one gets injured and they can win at the same level they've been winning at, I think they're going to be dancing this year.
All right. So before we get to the games, last thing, you said Boutte had how many bets in a year, Sean?
8,900. Well, not necessarily a year. He got arrested for over 8,900 illegal bets.
We don't know during the time. So this college basketball season, for reference,
yes,
Colby has made about 5,000 picks.
And he's picking every game.
And so
that's what I'm saying. 8,900 is a lot.
Yeah, no, that's why I brought it up. It's an impressive number. Tip of the cap to Kayshon Boutte. What a great name. Georgia heads to Florida. We're talking games on Saturday, which means we're getting some Prick Dundee numbers here. 9 a.m. on the West Coast. Gainesville. Not really related because crocodile and alligators, of course, are different animals. But I got the family's going down to Costa Rica during March Madness. This is the all-time like mind game war that's happening right now. My entire family without me is going to Costa Rica. Anyway, doing
home alone for Ryan.
March Madness has happened. It's like, well, you knew this and you intentionally booked this trip. Well, it's also the girls' spring break. Okay, well, whatever. Florida's laying 9. Blue Cane in Georgia. That's a big number. But what I was gonna say is I was back to doing a deep dive on some of these saltwater crocs. Imagine one of these lazy fucking Florida alligators from Gainesville moseys on into the ocean with a saltwater croc.
The Costa Rican crocs would fuck
man
you up.
Versus boy.
There's a
Blue Cane is a saltwater croc.
There's a bridge in Costa Rica called Croc Bridge. It's just basically a highway overpass, and underneath there a bunch of these crocs live, and the locals throw down live chickens, and these are some of the fattest, most gigantic, like dinosaur looking crocs. You see them occasionally like pop out of the water. Their jaws are like 15 feet wide.
Fed chickens.
Yeah, chickens and probably a couple Costa Ricans, the wrong side of the law, end up down there. Seeing those things in person are just awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm with you. Crocs are amazing.
Now you know the difference between a croc and an alligator. Next up, we'll teach you the difference between a buffalo and a bison.
There is no difference. What's the difference between Georgia and Florida? I mean, Georgia, do we like them here getting the points? It feels like this Georgia team's been kind of scrappy. Don't like their offensive rebounding percentage, and Florida's been dominant with offensive rebounds, but I don't know, conference play, I'm inclined to take the dog here. This Georgia team's been playing pretty good. Nice win at South Carolina on the road. Nice win against Missouri on the road. I mean, I don't know, Colby, this line feels a hair high, right?
It does. And mainly because this and the next game we're going to talk about is about two coaches. Mike White was Florida's head coach. They weren't happy with him. He said, "Hey, fuck you." And he went to their rival. And I think it's personal for him, and Georgia's got the best team they've had in a long time. 9 points. I understand Florida's a lot better at home than they are away. 8-1 at home are the Gators, but I think the line's a little too much. Give me them dogs. And Uga just died, so we got some tragic magic.
Dog. I do love tragic. Win it for Uga. Did Uga go to basketball games too, or just football games?
Oh, everything. They had him on the hardwood.
This was Uga with what number?
I think this is Uga 10.
Yeah, it was. That sounds about accurate.
Okay, so just to be clear, Uga 10 died. Now Uga 11, I assume, has been born. How do they do that?
They already announced the new Uga.
Oh, so
he was only 7 years old.
Well, it's a bulldog.
Yeah, they're inbred like hell, and their face is all smashed in. But seemed like a good dog. Shout out to the good boy, Uga X, R.I.P. But yeah, maybe they get up for the dog.
People who are into breeding are really freaks, and like if you, like they don't accept it. But think about it: they're forcing. Imagine if it was a human and you were forcing brothers and sisters to fuck for generations,
just so you could get
forcible sibling.
Their really
fuck.
weird face. Yeah, don't breed dogs. There's plenty of free dogs.
So suddenly
at
those
the kennel.
those people sound like fucking freaks. Like what else are these people? If you're into breeding dogs, what else are you into? Rubber ball gag.
It's probably the least of it.
Probably
Freaks.
Yeah, things with blades that vibrate.
Ryan, I assume you're.
I'm on, well. No, typically I would love a favorite, but I did enjoy how Colby told Prick Dundee that this number was a couple points off. Georgia, yeah, I'm always gonna take Blue Cane. This was the first team I fell in love with this college basketball season. I'm ride or die right now with my Georgia Bulldogs. Love the tragic magic. Shout out to UGA 11. Georgetown heads to Providence, Rhode Island. We alluded to this game when some of us faded our guy Ed Cooley, saying it was a look ahead spot because he's headed to the dunk, or what they used to call the dunk, to take on Providence. Providence laying 12 points. What? Georgetown, I understand, has not been. I don't know. I've watched them a couple times and said to myself, Ed Cooley's going to have this team going sooner than people expect. How do you not take the points here? What are we doing?
Yeah, revenge game for Ed Cooley. They were looking ahead, although they have lost 4 in a row. And
they suck.
Haven't
they're going to cover this
particularly great. But I mean, in what world should Providence be laying 12? I think that's crazy, especially when you factor in the motivation. And Providence has lost at home to Xavier, at home to Seton Hall. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they're a live dog.
I think part of the problem is Ed Cooley might not look at it as a revenge game. It's the fans. I mean, we get them in our chat that the Providence fans that just can't believe Ed Cooley left for Georgetown. Even though Georgetown's a much more prestigious program, if I may say so. But
so maybe to your point, maybe Providence gets up for this, and the place is bonkers.
Yeah, the place will be bonkers because, like I said, they just can't let it go that he left for Georgetown. But I still think Ed Cooley's a players coach. I think the players get up for him for Georgetown. I think they cover this number. So give me the points.
Yeah. It does seem like the Providence fans are going to be pissed, but doesn't that just help your team get up? Like they respond for you. Yeah, I mean, this seems obvious to me. As much as I'd like to be the heel, 2 dogs to start the show, Sean.
Wow. Yep. Oh, no, I don't feel good being on Georgetown plus 12. Kramer is.
I've created a rare path for the Discord to have a number of favorites. Seton Hall, feel like we've been talking about them the entire season. Coming off a non-cover. Losers. That was one of my cut losses.
No, they just lost last night to Providence.
Yeah, a non-cover. Again, you're talking to the Don of cut right now. I'm moving liquidity left and right. This was a loss. They head to Milwaukee, Wisconsin to take on Marquette. Marquette laying 7.5 per originator Prick Dundee. Colby Marquette. Do we have to start looking at the Big East home teams now?
You should always do that. But I'm on the points here. Kadary Richmond, as providing he plays, game time decision from what I'm seeing. He's one of their best players, if not their best player. And to me, Marquette's injured. They're beat up. Their bench is not as deep as it once was. And I think Seton Hall, coming off the loss, can play them close enough where maybe they could steal this game. Marquette probably going to win it, but give me the points all day with the Pirates.
Yeah, it feels like a lot. I mean, Seton Hall, I don't know. It feels like they've been playing pretty good. I mean, Seton Hall won outright at Butler, won outright at Georgetown, won outright at Providence. Like Seton Hall's been a pretty good road team. I think this is probably too many points to give them. Marquette's certainly a good team, especially at home, but 7.5 feels high. I'm with Colby. A lot of dogs are barking today.
Yeah, but you're not worried at all about them losing back-to-back home games here and then having to take to the road. I mean, if you watch that Creighton game, there was a lot of miles worn on the tires that night. I worry this is a
well,
tough,
yeah,
tough
but that
little road
was
trip right
Saturday. I mean, that would have been a reason to fade them against Providence at home. But now, I mean, we're talking about a week later. Come on, these kids' legs will be all right.
I'm just saying, back-to-back losses. Now you're on the road in what will be a trickier spot. An earlier tip, certainly. You know what? Let's hop on to the favorites.
There you go. Feeling nice and safe, Ryan.
I've been bad when I take Seton Hall. It hasn't been great lately, so I'm going to try to will them to victory with a fade here. Kansas, and we're moved along to 10:30 now on the West Coast. We're at Ames, Iowa for Kansas, Iowa State. Kansas I mean, this is a game where I'm looking at the number here, and my first thought was like, all right, well, Kansas on the road in Ames, fade spot. But what? Why is this number 3.5, Colby?
I mean, it's just the number that you plug it into the algorithm. That's what you get.
Got it.
A great explanation of an algorithm.
Yeah. So I would have.
You put the thing in and it gives you the number.
I'm not trying
the specs from the engineers to the sales team.
Yeah.
So this makes me think that you like Iowa State, or Prick Dundee likes Iowa State.
Well, I'm just telling you the number was actually higher, but you're trying to factor in the fact that it's Kansas and they get that Duke treatment.
Ken Pom has it at 4, so I think we're right in the sweet spot here.
Huh.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take Iowa State though. Yeah, at home, this Kansas team I think is well, probably the weakest Kansas team of the past 3-4 years, in my opinion.
I mean, but do they lose back-to-back road games? They already lost at West Virginia. I'm worried. Bill came back, got right against Cincinnati. Probably didn't. What was the spread on Cincinnati? Do you know?
For that was, I think, 7 or 8. Memory serves me correct.
Okay. So I was going to say they didn't cover.
Here's why, Sean.
Lay it on me, Colby.
Kansas won in Ames last year. That was the first time they won in Ames since 2018. Right. They're gonna lose in Ames. They might cover, but they're gonna lose. So I'm on Iowa State minus the points.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it's crazy.
They haven't lost at home.
Iowa State. Yeah, no, it's just crazy that you're getting points with Kansas. But I'm with you. I'll take Iowa State minus 3.5. It's crazy, but I think it is the play. Kramer.
Just thinking about how great it would be if Ken Pom added ATS metrics.
No, in his, come on, Ken.
Yeah, no, you got to lay the points. We talked about this on an earlier program. If we're going to talk about Iowa State at home, we're going to be betting on Iowa State at home. So Colby, really a lot of pressure when he puts Iowa State on the card at home.
Yeah, how can you fade Iowa State at home?
Princeton heads to beautiful Ithaca, New York, take on Cornell. Why are we talking Ivy League? 11 a.m. on the West Coast. Princeton laying a point. I thought Princeton was the class of the conference.
Buddy, the Ivy League. Right now, if you put Virginia Tech in the Ivy League, they're going to be in the bottom half. That's how up the Ivy is this year.
We're
Princeton
a football
is
school, bro.
15-1. Obviously, they made the Sweet 16 last year. Something Virginia Tech's only done once, and they're on fire again this year. And then you look at the Big Red freshmen there, Cornell. They're 14-3. Playing at a very good, I'm telling you, the Ivy between them and a few other schools there in the Ivy, it is way up. It's probably the best it's been in about 20 years. So I love this game here, but I do think Cornell's going to get him. I think Cornell's going to get him. The home environment, all the difference. Cornell's number 1 in the nation in field goal percentage. They're number 12, I believe, in 3-point shooting. So that's all the difference for me at home with the home crowd before them. Storm the court, you fucking nerds. Wow. Storm the court.
So per Ken Pom, 3 top 100 offenses in the Ivy League this year. No
That's
top
crazy.
100 defenses. This is a pace battle. Cornell top 25 in pace in the country. Princeton bottom 25 in pace in the country.
I mean, Princeton. I'm with Colby. I'm leaning towards Cornell just because of their offense. I mean, you can't. The 3rd in the nation in effective field goal percentage, and they're at home. That's kind of all I need to see. But Princeton isn't that far back. 7th in 2-point percentage, 6th in the nation in free throws, 13th in effective field goal percentage. I mean, already pencil it in. Whoever wins the Ivy League in that first round of the tournament, I feel like we're gonna be on, right? I mean, the market will probably have adjusted.
I think it has to. I think the more likely, like the team we want, probably is Princeton, but
Princeton Tigers.
My issue.
We Tigers.
The teams that play high tempo that aren't maybe all the way athletically there, that scares me a little bit. Princeton, it's like, okay, they're playing a team. They're going to completely change the way that team plays, and they're going to get it done because they're hyper efficient also with the basketball. Give me Princeton in this spot as well for that same reason.
Oh, really? You like Princeton on the road?
Mini
here?
tournament spot here. They're
Sean,
going to slow it down. They're going to say what you're going to say. And they're also from Jersey. So this starts a potential Jersey parlay.
This will be the second court storming of the day. Cause in Ames, even though they're 3.5 point favorites, they're storming. They're also storming at the Newman.
The Iowa State fan base is gambling, very gambling smart. Now, I think they storm if they cover the spread because, as we know, probably half the players are also betting on Iowa State.
True.
And I'm sure the fans will be.
Sean, do me a favor. Switch my Marquette pick to Seton Hall.
Wow.
I'm giving the Discord another pick. I'm setting up a little Jersey parlay.
Oh wow! Okay.
Realize I feel strongly about this Princeton spot. Cornell, pussies.
It's Dominic the Donkey.
Sorry, Kramer's Princeton pick just inspired something.
Well, they probably got some Dominic the Donkey songs being played up in Ithaca.
It's Dominic the Donkey.
That's Rome, New York. That's where all the eye ties are.
You can get
upstate.
a good chicken parm up there. Also a great pierogi.
Pierogies. I love pierogies. But that's Polish.
Yeah, I'm just a lot of commingling with the Polacks and the Italians up there. Texas. We're heading out to Provo, Utah. This could be trouble for some. What do we know about Max and his off-field activities? Because he strikes me as the kind of long-range shooter. Probably likes to soak a little bit. Heading to Provo to take on BYU, who let us down. BYU minus 6.5. Boy, a lot of mixed emotions here because very recently I lost money betting against Texas with our guy Porter Moser. Still hasn't returned Sister Jean's phone calls. And I've also very recently lost money betting on BYU. Don't know what to do here, Colby.
We go back to the well on BYU.
Okay.
Because Texas is coming
Colby
off the
fading Texas.
Hold
on.
It's all
This is out of
situational.
character.
It's all situational, man. They just played.
Situation of Texas being on the sheet.
Yeah, Texas is the worst. All right, but they just played the Red River Shootout on the hardwood. You kidding me?
Yeah.
This is a rivalry game. Now you got to go to the Super Soaker, and they just lost at the Super Soaker. They're not going to lose 2 in a row at the Super Soaker. I think
Colby.
that's all the difference.
The spread being 6.5, like, man, I feel like this has a chance of getting backdoored, but I can't take Texas on the road after the Red River handshake, whatever they're calling it.
It sounds like Christmas Story where he's asking for the fucking red. What was it? The red rifle. You know what I'm talking about.
BB gun.
Yeah. He I don't know. I don't remember the rest of it. 3,600. Yeah, some shit like that.
What he's trying to pronounce the guy's name in Office Space. Not gonna work here anymore.
Not gonna work here anymore. No, BYU at home is a bucket. I'm worried Texas hangs around and backdoors this. That's somewhat, but also could be maybe a look ahead spot for Texas because they got Houston at home after this, so they could almost. I don't think you overlook a team as good as BYU, but I could see them packing it in if things aren't going well late. BYU, with the idea that like, hey, we got to rest up. We got we got Houston at home on Monday night.
I think honestly, BYU's in the more desperate spot.
Yeah, especially coming off that loss.
And honestly, like watching in hindsight, watching the Oklahoma Texas game, the difference in the game was the ball pressure and the steals from Texas because Oklahoma doesn't take care of the ball. BYU does take care of the ball. Also, Texas a little bit lazy defending the 3-point line. Another thing that Oklahoma wasn't able to take advantage of. They shot like absolute shit. And so, yeah, gotta love BYU in this spot.
You know what else you gotta love, Ryan? Game time. Maybe you're ready to storm the court, or maybe you want to go to a game, but you're not going to storm the court because your team's favorite and they should win, and it would be silly to storm the court. But maybe you're a big underdog. A time where it would be super fun to storm the court. Share the video with all your friends and followers. You can experience college basketball live and in person thanks to Game Time. That's right. Head over to gametime.co or download the Game Time app. Use the promo code SGPN. $20 off your first purchase. And I mean, college basketball, very fun experience live and very affordable too. Some of these obviously a little more pricey, but a lot of these smaller schools, which are good matchups, fun games to get down on action wise, also very affordable. And of course, that's what's great about Game Time. You got the low price guarantee, the Game Time guarantee. Because if you can find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. You can't do it. Don't even try. But create the account. Use the promo code SGPN, either the Game Time app or gametime.co. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. That's right. Love Underdog Fantasy, and really fun for some fantasy college basketball. Kramer, we got to get right here. We got to work things out with Colby. I feel like we have not been doing great with our underdog pick'ems from the show. We've been relying on Colby. Do we take the reins from Colby and fire on some stuff that we like, or do we go back to the Colby well?
I'm never gonna pretend to be certified to go to the depths that Colby goes to. That being said, we have no so the action's only for today.
Is there any for tomorrow night?
No, we don't have the Friday night opportunity.
All right.
Should we just grab something from the latest game possible?
Arizona, Oregon State, I think is pretty fun. Colby, what do you like? And apologies for bashing you. We just need to vent and find accountability.
How bad of a beat was that with Khalifa scoring 8 in the first half?
Nothing.
2 threes in like the first 5 minutes of the game. You're like, oh, this is easy money. Now he pushed. We pushed. We didn't lose on that. So
it's true. We lost on the other one though.
Yes, but that was just a bad beat though. You know.
Let's look forward.
You got to handle on this Arizona Oregon State game.
I'm terrified of that matchup because I think Arizona is going to be up about 30 points by about the 10-minute mark. So I do think they're going to rest all their starters. I will say.
Interesting. So should we avoid it and go to the Pepperdine game instead?
Let's take a shot on that one.
Imagine we live in a world where you can have entries on Pepperdine fantasy basketball.
All right, let's do Pepperdine. Pepperdine
is taking on Santa Clara.
Oh,
fabulous.
Santa Clara is good at home. Santa Clara is good at home. I will say, let's go higher with Tyree Bryan. 9.5 points.
Let's get a lower.
Oh wait, is this a 3-point shooter?
I mean,
does he shoot threes?
I mean, he's capable of making threes, but I'm saying I wouldn't say he's just a hired
Sean,
gun over there.
You want to make this a little spicy?
Yeah, let's go spicy.
All right, 1.5 3-pointers made. What
for
do you
Tyree Bryan? Higher 1.25. Kramer and I are getting.
This is
spicy.
how we take the reins from Colby.
Yeah.
What if we just do another 3-pointer?
No, let's fade. Okay, Javon Porter. Can he hit 2 threes, Colby?
I mean, I don't like that play. No.
What about Houston Mallet?
Maybe we should take it then.
I'll say this. Let's jump on over to the Arizona State Oregon game.
Oh.
Adam Miller, former 5-star. Give me the higher, lower 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
So you want higher or lower?
Yes, higher.
Okay.
Hold on, Ryan. I'm putting in the one that we said we were going to do.
Oh, the two
Javon
spicy.
Porter and Tyree Bryan both to get 2 3-pointers.
Right, I'm in with you.
That is
468.
468. All right. Sorry, Colby. Had to go off script here, but
No.
Colby's.
Good luck. Good luck with that one.
Colby didn't like
Good luck
that
with
one.
that.
Hold on. What's the one, Colby? Who did you want in there?
I did Adam Miller.
Okay.
Higher, lower than 16.5 points.
Oh, points, rebounds, and assists higher. All right. I'm also going to add
so
that.
Wait, you're doing points, rebounds, assists, Adam Miller higher. And then what was the other one?
Well, I threw out Tyree Bryan, but I mean, there's some other ones too. If you want to,
but he had Tyree Bryan points.
Yeah. So we'll do that as well. That pays plus 300.
No pressure.
Underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN, 100% deposit match up to $100. And also get in on the Battle Royale drafts for conference championship. Super fun as well. So check those out. Kramer, what do we got? We got a bunch of games.
Indiana, Illinois, heading to Champaign, Illinois, noon on the Pacific Coast. Illinois laying 12 points here. I got a message. Last Friday we're out in Vegas and I hit Noah up. I said, Noah, I need a pick for tonight. His response was to give me a future. He told me to bet Illinois to win the conference if I could get it at 10-1. So I scooped up some 10-1.
Oh, wow.
And now I'm wondering if I'm pot committed. So tell me why I shouldn't take Illinois here, Colby.
Well, I think if you're building the case for the Hoosiers, they've lost 2 in a row. The number's pretty big. I need to know if Khalil Ware is going to play. He's a game time decision, kind of an important player for the Hoosiers. But yeah, I mean, I think Illinois is the better team here. I think Indiana seems to be a team that doesn't know who the hell they are. But at that big of a number, I do think I just lean Indiana to stay in this game enough to cover this. I know it's a hostile environment. I know Illinois has got Terrence Shannon Jr. back. If anything, I think that might be a little bit of a distraction. And I think
I don't have the heart for it. As a guy who had Indiana plus 12 at Wisconsin last Friday night, that was just not fun having money on Indiana as a big dog. I'm going Illinois. I think they roll here.
They very well could. I mean, that environment is a really one of the best.
It's big for a reason, but it is what is it going to be? 3:00 tip in Champaign. It'll still be pretty good environment. Pretty tough.
That's central, right?
So 2:00.
Yeah, 2:00, I think. Right.
It's a weekend. I mean, I don't know if any. I mean, the Saturday. My memories of going to Saturday basketball games in college were no different than going to Saturday football games.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, not as many people were into it, but I woke up, we went and ate breakfast, and then we got shit faced and went and watched basketball, and then took a nap afterwards. Like that was life back then. I didn't have shit to do. Well, like it was off season for rugby. It was just like, I'm going to go get shit faced, watch a basketball game. We always sucked. So I was constantly betting like 7-1 money lines. and
no, I think this is a decent spot for Illinois. I think Illinois rolls. Sorry, Colby.
I mean, I don't have that much conviction on this pick. I think it's just a little bit too big of a number. Like Illinois is the better team. I need to know Khalil Ware is going to play. That obviously helps my Indiana angle. If not, maybe I would lean Illinois. But right now, give me the Hoosiers plus the points.
Chad G in the chat saying Illinois going to want to scalp some Staples.
Really? You think there's something about Staples that a couple guys got? Maybe Stapler falls out of those candy cane pants. They probably have candy canes. I mean, really are. They have some candy cane staplers. We should get some. That's the move, Jake. We got to get college branded staplers in the store. It's funny. Wisconsin and Indiana have the same color, so we could. We got both those teams.
No, the candy cane pants always in my mind. It's like that's a. Like when I see it on the screen, I'm thinking Wisconsin Badgers. I don't immediately think.
Really? Well, you're a football guy. Basketball person would disagree with you, I think. Auburn heads to Starkville. Vegas will be lit. 12:30 on the West Coast. Auburn and Bruce Pearl -4 against Mississippi State. Boy, Auburn is in a smash spot. But Mississippi State they make it a disgusting rock fight. I'm not so certain this is the recruiting trip that I would see Mr. Pearl get up for. Thoughts on this one, Colby?
My thoughts on this one is we have a potential court storming situation at Starkville.
No.
Look, they just played the Iron Bowl. You know what I mean? On the hardwood, like that's a rivalry game. They get up for that. Now they got to go to Starkville. What happened to Mississippi State? They just got worked by Florida in the swamp. This is a great spot for Mississippi State. I think you can dive into the fact that they've also played pretty damn well at home this year.
Sorry, Bruce Pearl's fired up for this game, Colby.
Getting Tulu Smith back was a huge boost to Mississippi State. That's why I think even if you look at their numbers, I think they're a little bit off because of his health, because he's back. And the fact they're there at home, the way they play defense, I think they're charting right now at a top 50 defense in the nation. Behind those cowbells and everything, you got to take State to at least cover this game. I like them to win it outright, actually.
Yeah, I mean Mississippi State.
New handicap.
They are frustrating at times to bet on because that offense can just look so, I don't know, rough, but not as bad this year. I'm with Colby. I like fading Auburn after the Iron Bowl, but they lost the Iron Bowl. That's my only concern. Is like how Auburn might get up for this game coming off a loss. Is that a crazy handicap?
My thing is Auburn though on the road. What they went to Appalachian State, lost, lit environment there. They lost in Bama the other night, lit environment. Their road wins at Vanderbilt. Okay, that's never been lit ever. They did fuck up Arkansas at Arkansas, but Arkansas is just terrible. I think Mississippi State's a better opponent than both of those. It's all the difference for me. They cover the number. They win it on the money line.
This is certainly a puzzling situation because I think we've stumbled into a new handicap of the handicapper. Colby is now just rooting for courts. He's picked every. Has he faded an opportunity for a court storm? Has he?
Ryan, do we
Iowa
have to have
State
a
court storm? Cornell court storm.
Starkville
Ryan,
court storm.
Do we have to have an intervention? Is Colby addicted to court storming?
We need to smash Auburn here. He's lost his way.
I kind of almost want to take Auburn.
Yeah, take Auburn.
Yeah,
Colby's lost his way. This is like so
one
far.
step too far. Bruce Pearl after a loss. I got to take it.
Last 4 games, Colby has picked 4 teams to storm the court and faded Texas. So
I mean, Indiana's not storming the court, but yes.
Oh no, sir, you're right.
Yeah.
4 of the last 5. 4 of the last 5. Illinois. You're officially saying should not be storming the court if they win.
No.
Okay. Utah State heads to Boise, Idaho, and they will be taking on a new adopted team here at SGPN. Boise State laying 4 points here. Wish this was the Friday night late night spot and not Saturday
Colby,
during the day.
Can we make a note to include some of the Friday night late night on these Saturday slates just so that I come in prepared when we're doing our show at the Circa?
I assume Andrew Meadow,
because sometimes I listen to other people's picks and it doesn't go. If it's on the sheet, I go out of my way to do my research, my gut handicapping.
You pushed, buddy. You pushed. All right?
I know.
Andrew Meadow.
I didn't push with Colorado State.
Andrew Meadow and Boise
play.
State. Obviously the side here, Colby. So tell me why you're going to be on Utah State.
No, I'm on Boise State here. Utah State's, they should have lost in Vegas, got bailed out. Boise's coming off the loss at Nevada. And I think Boise's a veteran team. They're going to figure out how to get this thing done. I know Utah State 17-2 and playing pretty good on the road, all things considering. I think 4-2 on the road, but Boise's a veteran team. This Utah State's like a brand new team. Danny Sprinkle's doing a great job with them, but
what a name.
Yeah, great fucking name.
What a name.
But I think the Broncos are too much. They're the better offensive rebounding team. They have the better offense. So all the difference right there. Give me the Boise State Broncos.
Yeah, I think this number will close a little lower than 4, but I'm with you. I like Boise State here. They're good at home. Good matchup for them.
And you love Andrew Meadow.
Love Andrew Meadow. Do we factor in secret elevation for Boise? 2,700 feet.
No, has anyone reached out to Andrew Meadow?
2,700. You
Colby,
might notice it a little bit.
Have you had your people reach out to Andrew Meadow yet?
Yeah, let's
no,
get
we
an
have
NIL
not.
deal.
I feel like we could scoop him. Fun trivia here. Danny Sprinkle, Colby, was born in what U.S. American city?
I'll
give you a hint.
Moscow.
So close. Pullman.
Oh, there we go.
Nice work. Yeah, no, I led off by saying that Andrew Meadows on my list. So,
and Boise State's defense is really good, especially at home. 26 adjusted defensive efficiency. I think it's a tough spot for a Utah State team.
I'm actually getting really worried here because this guy was born in Pullman. He's the head coach of Utah State now, but before that, he coached Montana State. Before that, he coached assistant at Cal State Fullerton. And get this, Sean, his first job, he was an assistant at Cal State Northridge.
Oh my God!
From 2000 to 2006.
No, so he was may have ran into him over on old Lassen Boulevard.
And we're fading him tonight.
Yeah, fuck him.
On Saturday.
I have no real connection to. I mean,
it's a great name, Danny Sprinkle, but may you rest in peace when you face Andrew Meadow.
You only sprinkle him. Well, yeah, I mean, it would be fun to say Danny Sprinkle the money line, but I guess we're not going to get to say that.
Yeah, not this week.
All right.
Maybe note for the future, Colby. Put Utah State on the next time they're a dog. Get them back on here. And when they're a dog and we like them, not when they're playing our Andrew Meadow. TCU heading down to Waco, Texas, take on Baylor. 1 p.m. on the West Coast. Baylor laying 6. Still hard to say Waco, Texas, and not think about Waco, Texas. Just the city that's always going to stand out.
Yes,
it was known for nothing, and then it was known for horrible shit, and then it was known for horrible shit again because Baylor's there. TCU, Jamie Dixon. First thing I always want to look at when he's playing is, do we have any sort of hair envy coming from Baylor at all? Because Jamie Dixon is the GOAT. I mean, he looks like a Batman villain. They're playing. Colby, I assume you're on TCU, so give us the handicap.
No.
What?
I think Baylor gets it done here. TCU was very fortunate. Battle back from down 17 at Oklahoma State. They were very fortunate to get out of there with the dub. Baylor is going to bounce back after their loss at the buzzer to Texas. I like laying the 6 with the Bears at home. I think they blow them out.
I mean, this is a classic. I'm with Colby. This is a classic smash spot for Baylor. Losing back-to-back games on the road, come back at home, perfect get right spot against a TCU team, which you should be able to handle.
Scott Drew has some loser hair too, so there's no way Jamie Dixon's extra focused on this one. So you guys are telling me I should lay some more chalk?
Yeah,
is that what you're saying? All right,
get over there to Wacko. Ryan. Do it.
I told you I started with 3 dogs in a row, and I'm repenting for my sins. Another favorite, please. Is Baylor going to be a team we're betting on in March, Colby?
No, not really. It depends who they play, but
all of this conversation just to Colby's system this year is also handicapping the handicapper. Home teams in the Big 12. Remember, home teams in the Big 12. So all of these picks, you know what? Next show, Sean, we're going to predict which team Colby picks.
Okay. I like that.
Clemson heads to Durham, North Carolina, to take on Duke. Duke laying 6 points. Good news. The sports gambling legalization activates in the great state of North Carolina just in time. It's March 11th, Sean. Do you know the significance of March 11th?
It is the first 4 games.
Right before the ACC tournament, Sean.
Perfect.
Look, basketball state. At least the politicians there understood the importance of getting that shit lit up when people want to get down on their Tar Heels. Clemson, Duke lane 6. Who dies first? Duke as a basketball program or Alabama as a football superpower?
Oh wow, Ryan.
Probably Alabama as a football superpower. They might be dead already.
I don't know. I think I'd lean Duke actually.
Really?
Alabama won national champion. That's why it's crazy. Like,
I mean, because Duke, you would think has the money. I mean, not that Alabama's poor, but
Colby's gonna point out that Duke hasn't really done much. I'm guessing that was the angle.
Well, no, I'm saying like Gene Stallings won a national championship in the 90s at Alabama. Bear Bryant before Nick Saban was the winningest coach in college football. So they have a history of doing this. So.
Right. What are you doing here?
Come on, it's Clemson. Clemson's in midseason form. They just won at Florida State, but they've been kind of shitty for the whole month of January. Duke just lost at home to Pitt. Duke's not going to lose 2 in a row at Cameron Indoor. All over the Blue Devils here, minus the points. The fact also that Duke's healthier. They had a couple guys out over the past like 2 weeks. So I think the fact that they're healthy, the fact that Clemson is sputtering a little bit, I love.
A lot. I love it.
Yeah, I love the Blue Devils to put it on the Clemson Tigers there in Cameron Indoor.
Yeah, I mean it gets as simple as the last time we saw Duke at home, they got their shit pushed in by Pitt. Yeah, bounce back spot for them.
Clemson's in free fall. I mean, their wins are against Florida State and Boston College, so they've
Clemson
done some,
defense is rough too. They're not getting any turnovers.
This is delightful.
Duke, I mean, Clemson not bad offensively, but I think they have some real issues on the defense.
Early
side.
in the season, when I was getting Clemson wrong, trying to fade them, this is the Clemson I came for. Lay the points, Duke. I'm doing a good job of keeping the chalk going. Arizona heads to Eugene, Oregon. Just found out the older one.
Now, Colby, should Duke storm the court?
No,
Clemson ACC rivalry.
If it's football, yes, storm the field. But basketball, no.
Arizona heads to Eugene, Oregon. Oregon catching 6.5 points here against conference rival the Wildcats.
Here's a storm. Here's a storm if it happens.
Right. This is a storm. I can
be
agree
careful.
on.
This is Oregon. We got to be careful saying that. Oregon takes the shit hits different up there. And I did just find out, Sean. This is Oregon on the list of potential colleges. So we might have to do a trip up there, Colby, for the football season. So maybe we circle a good game or two. So Colby's going to take Oregon, obviously. Sean, what about you? Are you laying the points with Arizona?
This is interesting because we're taping this obviously Thursday morning, and then Oregon has a game.
Well, the Pac-12,
and
Thursday.
I think part of that handicap is we if Arizona State beats Oregon, we hammer Oregon against Arizona on Saturday. Arizona State and Oregon play tonight, and Arizona State's historically had pretty good success against them. I'm with Colby's logic here. Like if they blow out Arizona State, maybe you look to Arizona, but I think Arizona State is live tonight here on Thursday, and I think it's just a classic look ahead spot for Oregon. I'm gonna take Oregon on Saturday at 6.5 right now because I don't think they're gonna have a great showing against Arizona State. If they win, I don't think they get the cover. I think they're gonna be saving something because they got a kind of quick turnaround here to Saturday against Arizona.
This weird Pac-12 Thursday, Saturday, like clumping the games together, clumping the road trips. I mean, they're coming off their mountain road trip where they lost to Colorado and Utah. Oregon is so.
I love how they do this, but yet Larry Scott can get $50,000 a night hotel rooms. So it's like you're trying to save a buck here, and
well, I mean, the reality is like everyone's been harping on all the cheating and rule bending that's going on in college football and tampering. Like, everyone does it. Everyone, you know what else everyone does? Every single corporation has the dude that's getting $50,000 hotel rooms. I remember when I was at AT&T.
I think you're talking about Colby. And
no, and the CEO was stepping. The CEO was stepping down. It came out that part of his retirement package was unlimited use of the private jet. And it's like,
oh hell yeah!
Like what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that Maui trip, guys. I mean, look, it doesn't have to be the Maui Invitational. It could just be a Hawaii home game. You know what I mean? So
Southwest does fly to Maui, so stay tuned, Colby.
When is the Maui Invitational?
November every year.
That's 6 months to get the tip jar going. Get a
is that SGPN Airlines? Who's flying?
Yeah, CJ. CJ actually licensed commercial pilot. You don't know that about CJ, but
yeah, Colby, you can go.
The man in the box is actually the cockpit. A lot of people don't know.
Colby,
that.
You can go, but CJ has to fly you there. That's the only rule. You guys got to figure out.
Oh
I mean,
man, that would be something to watch.
Weekend at Bernie shit. All right, moving along. Yeah, so we're all on Oregon here.
Yeah,
right.
You got to take Oregon right now.
Will Bill Walton be on the call?
I can see Bill Walton being on the call.
It's a little early.
What else
for Bill.
is he going to be doing?
Oh no! He's doing the other game. The other game that we're going to get to in a little bit here.
Nice.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kentucky has the Fayetteville, Arkansas to take on the Pigs. Sean, give us a.
Suey, Sue Pig.
Kentucky.
Woo, woo, woo. Suey, Piggy, Sue.
This is my new favorite bit. Kentucky.
I've never really bothered to figure it out exactly.
Honestly,
and I don't want to learn. I'd rather improvise it every time.
I would say I definitely
woo Sue, woo Sue, hey Sue, woo Suey.
I've definitely gotten some DMs that are meant for you about your incorrect use of the fight.
My DMs are open.
Is this a
slide in?
People do confuse us all the time. Kentucky laying 7.5 here on the road. I mean, this is the simple handicap here is, can you how brave are you to take Arkansas in any situation at this point?
I mean, I think you could also say how brave are you to take Kentucky on the road. We saw them lose at A&M. They got destroyed at South Carolina the other night when they stormed the court as they should have. And Kentucky hasn't necessarily been pretty fire on the road. They're always, Calipari does this every year. He gets an incredibly young team, and they're just not really prepped for life on the road. They did steal one in the swamp, which they should have lost. One of their 2 road wins this year. The other one was
A&M to
Penn.
overtime. They took A&M to overtime on the road.
Yeah. I just think it's too many points though. Eric Musselman will get up for this one. Kentucky is Kentucky. I mean, the whole fucking state of Arkansas is going to show up here. I think Kentucky probably wins the game, but I think it's too many points. But they should storm if they win.
See what's happening here. I feel like there's something to be done where we put Colby's head onto Storm from X-Men's body. We can figure that out. Maybe Jake's listening. Colby's another handicap, the handicapper. We've been handicapped because Colby's rooting for a Storm here.
Yeah,
I don't think
it clouds his judgment. I was also going to bring up an amazing, Josh, if you can pull up this tweet that a user by the name Grateful Keg, fun follow on Twitter, a lot of gambling content. He's a big Kentucky fan. He had a great tweet about the South Carolina game previously. I'll wait for Josh to pull.
You're talking
it up.
about the Murdoch. I don't want to spoil it, but
well, you already.
I just spoiled it.
Yes. He Grateful Keg tweeted, "We getting murdered," and it's a photo of the Murdaugh family, which really is close to Murdaugh.
How did that happen?
Yeah, that doesn't feel like an accident. They're the psycho redheaded family that there's a whole documentary on Netflix about them killing a bunch of people allegedly, although the guy's in jail for some of it. Just like crazy documentary. And
Seems pretty obvious.
Again, if you believe gingers don't have souls, this documentary confirms it.
We watched a lot of Forensic Files. So we're basically like licensed investigators. Based on the forensic evidence I've seen, these motherfuckers are psychos.
Yeah, and then a lot of mysterious deaths around the Murdaughs at the very least.
If anything, I was disappointed that they actually he actually serving jail time. I figured the way that his family historically got away with things in that city was they were going to get away with it again. And there's a reason why my wife doesn't want to travel through the South when we go cross country.
I would imagine that he's in a nice jail cell, probably fixing up some gumbo.
Well, there was those the tapes
style.
got leaked of Murdaugh like giving out gambling picks. Like he asked his he was like betting. What was it?
The
like
Patriots? I think it was the Patriots. No.
Yeah, I forget who he liked, but they were like betting candy in prison, and he was bragging to his son. He was like 5-2 on his gambling picks.
Yeah, well, it's good that he's keeping a record.
Degens only.
He's not a tout. Full transparency on the Murdaugh. My handicap.
That would be a great selling picks in prison.
So Colby, you're on Arkansas.
Arkansas with the points, and I do agree with Chad G saying I was disappointed on how dumb the dad was after being a DA, but he was drug sick.
Well, he's gotten away with so much.
Sick.
Yeah. And he was all into opiates. That clouds your judgment. This is tough. Man, what happened to the Gus bus? What's the overall pulse on this Arkansas program right now?
Oh, I mean, I actually think he might be the next Louisville head coach. You
really?
know what I mean? Like, I just feel like I've heard there's been bad stories in the locker room. Now, the last time I did hear that, they did upset A&M in Fayetteville, which was not that long ago. But ever since then, they look like ass again. They're really a hard team to understand. Remember, they beat Duke in Fayetteville too this year. That's why I think you got to take the points. But I don't know. I mean, this is the worst Musselman coach team I've seen in some time.
He's always had a good defense. That's the thing. That's like there. That's how you can maybe like start to unpack there's problems here because it's
they're not playing defense. Yeah, and
that's what I mean. Their defense sucks, and his staple, like Musselman's staple, is defense. And so I would like the team in general sucks, but that's the thing that stands out the most. So
I'm actually going to lay the points with Kentucky.
Let's do it.
Mostly because just after you lose that game to South Carolina, I don't think. I mean, and their offense wasn't what it normally was. I think the offense gets right against Arkansas, and I think there's trouble in Fayetteville, Ryan.
I would love to see him at Louisville fix up that great basketball program. James Madison, aka JMU, aka the opposite of Radford. They had to Boone, North Carolina, take on App State. Oh, they got to bring some protection heading down into the sticks of Boone. Colby says this is one of the more beautiful football stadiums in the land.
The best.
How's the basketball arena, Colby? They're laying 3.5 here.
I think it'll be rocking. But obviously, hard to show off that forest when you are indoors. I mean, guys, I don't know what the hell happened with JMU and App State. They both were not good basketball schools. I mean, JMU, you'd have to go back to Lefty Drizel in the early '90s with Steve Hood, the last time they were good. And they've been really fucking good. They were like 16-0 or 15-0 if memory serves me correct when App State beat them in Harrisonburg. So it's a revenge game for JMU, but App State's been great too. I mean, look, JMU went to East Lansing, smacked Michigan State. App State beat the doors off Auburn and Boone. So they both are really good programs. I don't know what the fuck has happened for them to be so good lately, but I do think JMU responds. Remember, like I said, they got their perfect season was ruined by App State, in Boone. And I think this is a new rivalry game in the Sun Belt there. JMU's the better 3-point shooting team. App State playing Georgia Southern tonight. That's a rivery. So I think it's a letdown spot in that capacity.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm with you, Colby. To me, this is a scheduling spot for JMU all the way. To your point, they're playing Georgia Southern tonight, a game that they're probably going to get up for, and then quick turnaround to the Saturday game against JMU. JMU getting points on the road. This is going to be close, and JMU's been good on the road. Nice win against Old Dominion.
Michigan State,
Louisiana, Morgan's. The only game they've lost on the road is Southern Miss got them, but for the most part, they've been very good on the road. So,
I think the real thing too is what 11 days ago they played, and App State won by 4 in Harrisonburg, and was really able to shut them down, holding them to 55 points. There's no way JMU's not focused on being better than that performance.
Which team's favored?
App State.
Oh my goodness!
You're on App State.
You guys are making compelling cases for JMU, and I don't like that App State has a game and JMU does not. Sean, you alluded to it, but you didn't. You could have said something very smart.
Oh,
James Madison with a net rest advantage here.
Ooh, that sounds way better.
Yeah, give me JMU. I will say I have some fond memories of JMU going there as a young man. It was I would get a ride to JMU to get a ride home, and again, great views at JMU all the time. Sean, I'm going to take a 4th dog on the card, or 5th dog. Sorry, officially 5th dog. This is the most dogs I've taken in 5 shows. Give me James Madison. Private school pussies. Not proud of it. Last one, Battle of LA, UCLA taking on USC. Like Colby mentioned, Bill Walton will be in the house, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. USC laying 7. UCLA is just, I don't know what has happened to our Bruins, Sean. They're not the team I remember. They lose to almost everyone.
Whoa,
that was a bad loss to Arizona. They were up huge. They should have won that.
I think they're playing a lot better the past 3 games. You look, they beat Washington. They won in Tempe against Arizona State, and they easily covered against Arizona. Yeah.
I like UCLA. I think again, I'm always going to default to UCLA as a big dog against USC. To Colby's point, they are playing better basketball now. Overall, their season's been bullshit, but I mean, who is USC to be laying 7? They lost. I mean, they've lost 4 in a row. They haven't looked particularly competitive. Even if you want to compare both teams outing against Arizona or Arizona State, UCLA looked much better. I think the fact that you're getting UCLA in the points, UCLA definitely a live dog. So yeah, I'm all over the Bruins here.
I like that too. Well, another thing is Boogie Ellis's game time decision for USC, one of their better players. Something to monitor there, but also USC's locker room seems to be crazy. I read that, Bronny James is the highest paid player in college basketball. That might be dividing that locker room, considering that he's just not setting the world on fire. And UCLA seems to be finding their stride. I know they just lost, but that's one of the toughest places to win in America. And I thought they played really well. So I think UCLA is going to win this game. I'm with you.
When's the last time UCLA won at USC? Fun trivia question.
Yeah, I would say it was a few years ago. I feel like they've gotten fucked up.
Probably,
there.
I feel like at least the past few years, USC has been the dog and probably getting up for this game big time. Where now the roles are
UCLA has not won a game at USC since 2018.
Wow.
Woo. There's blood in the water this year, though. USC's been really good. USC's been really good though in that stretch.
I mean, but UCLA was better than them for a decent amount.
True, but USC
stretch.
was still a tournament team. USC's not a tournament. I mean, neither are tournament teams this year.
Give me USC. That was a stretch. When Colby brings out the Bronny James locker room stuff, I know I read right between that line.
What?
He was. Well, you're an anti-LeBron guy. You're never picking USC.
What do you
USC
mean I'm an anti-LeBron guy?
You're an anti-LeBron guy.
No, he loves LeBron. Change the game.
What are you talking about? I thought he was one of the best players I've ever seen, but he, just maybe be quiet when talking about China. You know what I mean?
There we go.
China.
As I was saying. All right. Lock dog bonus lock.
Lock dog and bonus lock brought to you by Hall of Fame Bets. Head over to HOFBets.com or download the Hall of Fame Bets app. We're going to be talking props in the NFL later on today. I'm going to be fired up in the Hall of Fame Bets app, getting all the deep data, all the research I need to bet smarter, not harder, and 50% off your first month. HOFBets.com, promo code SGPN. Kramer?
Oh boy.
What do you got?
I do like the BYU position, but give me BYU. I think so much of that game that I watched Texas take away from Oklahoma was Oklahoma just not being careful with the ball. BYU laying the big number.
Okay.
For my second lock, I'm going to take Princeton on the road.
What?
Just much better team.
What?
Much better team.
Okay.
For my dog, I do have a number of dogs this week. So actually, this is incorrect. I have a whole whopping half dozen to choose from, but I will go right to Mr. Ed Cooley. Why not? I don't care if he hates. I saw the chat saying it. He hates this team. The team hates him. He gets up for this one. Georgetown. I remember the days when the Hoyas were good. Mutombo back before he learned how to wag his finger. It's a good time. Victor Page. Remember him, Colby? Georgetown on the money line.
Yeah.
Big. What's the money line here? 5-1.
Dog.
No. Dog. If you're into that kind of thing.
All right. First lock for me. Give me Georgia +9.
Oh, I like that. Getting Blue Cane on the card.
Yeah.
Nice
I also, I like Duke. It's a good spot for them. Baylor. Yeah. You know what? Baylor rolls. Give me Baylor -6. Moneyline dog. I do like UCLA. Also, I'll go. Kramer's stat about UCLA not winning since 2018 scared me slightly, so I'll go JMU on the money line at App State. So lock Georgia +9 and Baylor -6. JMU on the money line for my dog play. Colby, round things out. What do you got?
Locking up the Boise State Broncos at home.
Boise State was another one that I was close to firing on.
Yeah, lay the 4 against Utah State.
I think you're going to get a little better number too.
Yeah. So let's jump on that. And I'm with you. Hoyas, that number's too big. Give me Georgetown plus the points as my other lock.
Sorry. I had Georgia, but Kramer is on Georgetown.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, I guess I'll ride with Kramer there because I think Georgetown is got just 12. They're going to get up for this game. They just got embarrassed by Butler too. Money line play. Look, there's two angles we can go here. I like to give my clients value, and I think JMU is just a little yapper that Green's giving out.
Oh wow!
I say we go with UCLA. They're winning this fucking game in LA. They're gonna first dub. There we go.
I'm making it UCLA. Colby bullied me, but I also like JMU. Colby, do we want to give out a JMU UCLA parlay?
I love it. Let's go.
Sean, UCLA Colby only.
Yeah.
UCLA, JMU.
You know, I was gonna have a collaborative effort, but with that kind of attitude.
No, I like
2018. Steve Alford was the fucking coach.
That's what I'm saying. Mick Cronin hasn't won in LA. You don't think that bothers him?
I gotta be. How about we do this? We do a round robin, all B's: BYU, Boise State, Baylor, and if you want to add a fourth, Blue Devils. Dude.
Sorry. Boise State.
B.
Yep.
YU.
BYU.
Baylor.
Boise State, BYU, Baylor, all laying the points.
Round robin.
Blue Devils.
Don't round robin it. They're favorites.
What do you mean? Why are you anti round robining favorites?
Because it doesn't. When it goes 2-1, you still lose money.
Yeah, it's like doubling down in blackjack. I'm just adding to my exposure.
Oh, okay. All right. Boise State, BYU, Baylor,
and the Blue Devils. If you want to get frisky.
Okay, and Duke. Love that as a parlay. I'll throw Duke in here.
Yeah, Clemson's broken. This is going in the. This is paper ticket material right here.
Let's get it. Hey, toss us a nice rating and review. Always appreciate that. Giving away some gift cards. Remember, playoffs. Everything 15% off. Look at this camo SGP hat. Colby's got a sweet college experience hat. Playoffs from now until the end of January. So you're almost running out of time to get 15% off everything. Everything must go to you. And gift cards for some sweet reviews. And we'll be back later on today, looking at like 6 o'clock tip for the prop show.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
Did I call it kick or tip?
You said tip.
Kick.
Yeah, kick.
6 o'clock kick for the NFL prop show.
I definitely could win a jump ball against CJ.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green, and he is Ryan.
Bees.
Kramer. Let it ride.